Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Okay.
I think I fine tuned it a little bit, but they're not gonna mind if I put my prepaid. If it's not on, someday, I'll never have another job right up the cloud. That's great. Yeah, that's good. I suppose I'm like, okay.
Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Morning. Right here, right? Welcome. Welcome and good morning to all and to the North Bennett Street School class of 2026. Hooray! You made it. And you know what? The 95 of you are the largest graduating class since 2018. You join 4,700 students who have graduated since 1950, many who have moved through this church on their graduation day. You are a small but ever vital force in our world. We welcome you to the Old North Church, such an important place in American history. Built in 1723, the organ that you get to hear above you was built in 1759, which, thanks to the power of instrument restorers, can be played today. And of course, it was in 1775 that 2 lanterns were lit in this steeple to announce the British approach by sea. And then, a little more than 100 years later, after that historic event, this neighborhood welcomed Pauline Agassiz Shaw to provide job training for the many adults immigrating to the North End from abroad. Mrs. Shaw had a superpower to both observe and act, to pay attention to what was needed, to stretch her talents to serve others, to create something that would continue for generations. And here you are, 145 years later. You, the class of 2026, are inheriting a tradition of trade and craft, of moving history forward by respecting the past, of making your own way in this world with your hand skills. Congratulations, we celebrate you today. And you wouldn't be here without the families, the parents, the partners, the spouses, the friends, and of course the children that encouraged you to take on this educational challenge. So let us celebrate and applaud your co-conspirators in trade, your immediate families, your friends, and others that helped you along the way. We also give our gratitude to the department heads and faculty who led the way with their lessons, their insight, and their own genius, to the teaching assistants who supported the coursework, and to the staff at North Bennett that keep things in order, that support events like these, and bring your remarkable talents to light in other ways. I want to thank our gracious and ever active board members, and of course the many donors who rally around North Bennett, America's first trade school, so that we can flourish and continue to inspire the world with the talent that we produce. This morning, I also have a special thanks to give with a guest in our midst. We are so lucky to have luminaries recognized around the world that come and go from our school. Most of them don't want any praise. They just want to keep working, talk about the work, and pass it down to the next generation. But today I want to give special thanks to Norm Abram and Elise Howenstein for joining us today. Many of you will know Norm as the most humble and most famous carpenter and furniture maker who taught us so many skills when we watched his shows. This Old House and New Yankee Workshop really inspired generations of students. This year, thanks to Norm and his wife Elise, we're celebrating a new Norm Abrams Scholarship for Carpentry. This will help future generations of carpenters to access the excellent training provided by our carpentry department. Thank you so much, Norm and Elise. It's such a privilege to be connected to the tradition of teaching and passing on knowledge that Norm has shared throughout his life. And of course, this is a core mission to our work at North Bennett. So now let's start the celebrations. Join me in welcoming North Bennett board member and clerk of the board, Dr. Mark Hauser. Mark is a board-certified psychiatrist with a specialty in intellectual disability and autism, as well as psychiatry and the law. You might have seen Mark at North Bennett events, as he's so dedicated to the school, he shows up at most all of our events. We are really grateful for his ongoing support for staff, faculty, and students, and he's been a really meaningful partner in leading the school. Mark, thank you for your support, and we're so delighted you can join us today.
Good morning, everybody. I, as you heard, am Mark Hauser, currently the clerk of the school's board of directors. It's an honor to be here with President Sarah Cunningham and all of you as we mark both your graduation and an important new chapter in each graduate's life. Congratulations to the graduates. Today, we celebrate the completion of your formal training, along with the discipline, patience, persistence, and pride in workmanship that brought you to this moment. We recognize those who supported you all along the way, your instructors, fellow students, families, and friends. My connection to North Bennett Street School began during the 1990s through my late father, Harry Hauser, an attorney by vocation and a fine woodworker by avocation. He became involved with the school because it gave him a way to be close to the world of craftsmanship he admired so much. At the suggestion of my mother, Deborah Hauser, he volunteered his time and expertise as an attorney. He joined the board of directors, and he eventually served as the board chair. He understood that careful work, whether in law or in woodworking, required patience, judgment, and respect for detail. I attended many open houses with him year after year. Later, after he passed, I joined my mother at North Bennett craft shows and open houses. At every visit, I found myself captivated by the creativity and detail, and this inspired me to become more involved. What has sustained my admiration and affection for North Bennett Street School over these many years is much more than my family history. It is the school's enduring pursuit of excellence and its reverence for craftsmanship. At North Bennett, skill is not treated as ordinary. It is cultivated carefully, patiently, and seriously. Whether you are binding a book, building fine furniture, preserving a historic structure, rebuilding a piano, creating a violin, setting a stone, securing a lock, or working in any of the school's demanding disciplines, you have been part of a tradition that honors both the hand and the mind. Your work is useful, beautiful, and real. It preserves things that deserve to last, and it creates things that others will value long after today. Today especially, the board of directors admires your accomplishments. We are proud of your dedication, proud of your resilience, and proud that you now carry the name of North Bennett Street School into the world. As you leave here today, I hope you will remember that you are not only graduates of a school, you are stewards of a tradition, a member of the North Bennett Street family. You have learned from people who care deeply about doing things well, and you now have the opportunity and the responsibility to carry that standard forward. Congratulations to each and every one of you. We look forward to seeing what you will build, preserve, repair, restore, or create in the years ahead. Now, I have the honor of announcing that Erin Fletcher from the bookbinding class of 2012 is the recipient of the 2026 Distinguished Alumni Award. This award is given annually to the North Bennett Street School graduate who demonstrates outstanding professional achievements, contributes meaningfully to their industry, and supports the broader craft community through education and mentorship. Since graduating from the bookbinding program in 2012, Erin has played a significant role in shaping the education and careers of bookbinders across the country. She has taught numerous North Bennett Street School community education classes. She was an instructor in the school's former middle school book arts program. She helped develop the North Bennett Street School. She helped the school develop and test online short classes during the pandemic, and recently deepened her involvement by joining the bookbinding program advisory committee. Her teaching extends nationally through workshops at colleges and nonprofits. Beyond the classroom, Erin is a leader in the bookbinding community. She served as the Guild of Book Workers New England Chapter's programs co-chair from 2012 to 2016, and then as chapter president from 2016 to 2021, organizing lectures, workshops, and outreach for both members and the public. Her commitment to knowledge sharing is also evident in her long-running blog through her business, Herringbone Bindery, a widely respected resource for aspiring and practicing bookbinders alike. Erin maintains a vibrant private practice, creating work for both clients and exhibitions. Her work has been exhibited internationally and acquired by private collectors. She is particularly known for her innovative and intricate embroidered leather fine binding. Erin's passion, skill, and generosity have profoundly shaped the careers of many aspiring bookbinders. Unfortunately, Erin was unable to attend today due to teaching obligations, so accepting the award on her behalf is Jennifer Pilecchia, Bookbinding 2019 graduate. Jennifer is a true example of Erin's mentoring spirit, as she took every community education class that Erin taught, and then eventually enrolling as a full-time bookbinding student. Jennifer is also a community education instructor, inspiring future bookbinders herself. For all of her accomplishments and talents, we are proud to honor Erin with the 2026 Distinguished Alumni Award, and we recognize her work in this field. And now I turn it over.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everyone. To reiterate, I am not Erin Fletcher. But I am very proud to have had her as my first bookbinding instructor and to have her as a friend. So these are her words. I want to congratulate you all for getting to this point today. I really wish that I could have been there to celebrate in person, but I know that Jen is going to represent me well. I feel so incredibly honored to be given the Distinguished Alumni Award. Not only did I have the privilege of attending the bookbinding program, I was also given the opportunity to develop deeper roots at the school when I became a community education instructor. I taught regularly at the school for 10 years before moving to Austin, and during that time, I got to meet every incoming student and engage with them as they went through their own journey in the program. When I first found out about North Bennett, I instantly felt like it was the place I was searching for. But like any good bookbinder, I did my research. Every department has a type, right? After speaking with several alumni about their time in the program, I came to understand how impactful the training was to their successes after graduation. It's been 14 years now since I graduated, and when I'm asked about my experience, the sentiment is the same. But I also like to add that an equal component of my success has come from the community. North Bennett plants the seed, but it's up to you to nurture its growth as you enter the field. On my graduation day, while I was sitting cozy with my 7 classmates inside our box pew, the future felt endless and bright. Granted, it was a perfect sunny day outside, filling the church with light, but there was something else in the air. You could just feel the love and support from the other folks in the building. You are quite literally surrounded by people who care about you and want you to succeed, from your family and friends to the faculty and staff. The high walls of those box pews focused my gaze inward to my classmates. Our faces were beaming, and it was their support that I felt the most. On that day, my classmates became my colleagues, and I knew that we would be here for each other as we entered the field. And I feel that even to this day. We've championed each other's successes and provided aid for those inevitable roadblocks. Right before I began writing this speech, I had a video call with someone who was interested in applying to the bookbinding program. Near the end of our chat, she asked me what I found the most difficult in my practice. Jokingly, I wanted to say sanding, but I thought it better to speak more truthfully about failure. It brought me back to one of the lowest points I experienced early in my career. I had finally landed an important addition job. The addition size was small, just 18, but in addition to the binding, there were 3 other components: a paper folder, a leather portfolio, and a leather box. Each item had its unique challenges, from stamping to creating uniform embroidery work to lots and lots of leather care. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the books were about 21 inches by 14.5 inches. For the non-bookbinders in the room, that's a significant amount of work that took me months to create. At the end, I laid out each component across several tables in my studio and stood back to admire the work that I had created. At that moment, I felt so high on my own achievement. While doing the final assessment for quality, some of the bindings began to split at the joint. The attachment for the end papers was failing, and I suddenly flipped to never having felt so low about my work. I was flooded with anxiety and hopelessness and feeling that I had failed terribly without any recourse. After composing myself, I reached out to Peter Garrity, a seasoned bookbinder with years of additional work under his belt. I had met Peter as a student when he came as a guest instructor. I explained the situation with an underlying current of panic, waiting anxiously for Peter's response. He calmly replied, "That's not a huge deal. I've had that exact issue before." My anxiety began to lower, and he proceeded to walk me through how to repair the bindings. It worked beautifully. I share this story because you might experience something like it in the future, but you will also likely know someone who you can lean on to help you figure out a solution, as long as you nurture and grow your community. The certificate that you received today is incredibly valuable, but in my opinion, the community that it introduces you to is even more valuable. Don't be afraid to lean on your community, but also make sure you pay it forward. Our crafts and trades flourish not only with your talents, but through the support we offer to our colleagues both at North Bennett and to the broader community of our respective fields. I wish you the best of luck with your future endeavors, and remember to be an advocate for your craft, for North Bennett, and for yourself. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Claire Friedman, Provost of North Bennett Street School, and you'll hear from me again later. But right now, I have the pleasure of formally introducing North Bennett Street School President, Dr. Sarah B. Cunningham. You met Sarah briefly earlier when she introduced Mark Hauser. At North Bennett, it has become a tradition for a new president to deliver the commencement address during their first year at the school. And I'd like to take a moment to help you get to know Sarah a little better before she speaks today. Sarah joined North Bennett with a PhD in philosophy from Vanderbilt University and a professional background spanning arts education, nonprofit leadership, and community development. She brings to the school a deep commitment to student success, faculty support, thoughtful leadership, and organizational excellence. Before joining North Bennett, Sarah held leadership roles at the Rhode Island School of Design, Virginia Commonwealth University School for the Arts, and the National Endowment for the Arts, among others. At RISD, she helped develop innovative partnerships and programs connecting education, industry, and the arts, collaborating with organizations including Hyundai, Motor Group, Jazz at Lincoln Center, Tate Modern, and Tiffany & Company. Throughout her career, she has focused on expanding educational opportunity, fostering collaboration, and helping institutions grow through innovation and partnership. She continues to serve on the board of the Strategic National Arts Alumni Project and as a working group member of the academic network of the NeuroArts Blueprint Initiative. In the 9 months since arriving at North Bennett, Sarah has immersed herself in life at the school, meeting students, faculty, staff, alumni, friends, and partners of North Bennett, listening carefully, sharing ideas, and beginning important work focused on strengthening the school and planning for its future. It has been an exciting year, and we look forward to the years ahead under her leadership. Please join me now in welcoming Dr. Sarah B. Cunningham, President of North Bennett Street School, and our 2026 commencement speaker.
Before I begin, Thank you so much, Claire Fruitman, the most incredible provost in the world. Just declare it, an applause. What an extraordinary leader we have in Claire, and has been a great partner for me as I've gotten to know the school over the last 9 months, so. Well, good morning. It is a tremendous morning to celebrate you, powerful and awesome graduates. You made it, literally. I hope you're feeling the glory today. Good morning, faculty, staff, and friends of North Bennett Street School. I give my thanks and praise to all for taking this journey with this group of talented students, supporting them, guiding them to acquire the skills needed for your chosen trade. Graduates, today's the day that you shift your gaze from the workbench and your toolboxes to looking out into the world. Think back to your first day. What was your mindset? How were your hand skills? How many people did you know in your chosen field? How did you describe your work to others? Had you eaten PBJs every Wednesday? Had you visited Steinway, held a Stradivarius violin, attended a Museum of Fine Arts jewelry symposium, or gotten an insider tour of Thomas Mosher? Did you feel that your life path was changing as you moved through the halls of North Bennett? We don't pretend to make things easy. In fact, sometimes we lead you down a more difficult path so you can attend to precision and be faithful to the history of your field. And now you'll see that strength of your training resonate with your peers in the industry. Your skills, confidence, and sound judgment will serve as a guide as you discover new professional communities and build your career. You also got to experience the long American tradition of hands-on peer-to-peer education, working with faculty experts who model through their own deep experience levels of mastery that make our education unique. You've met leaders in the field who visit North Bennett regularly. You went on site visits, of course, to binderies, wood shops, piano manufacturers, jewelry collections, or locksmith companies, and this gave you a deep sense of what awaits you. These expert legacies have just begun to be embedded in your body, in your work rhythms, in your mark making, and the choreography of your tools. I hope you make sure to stop every now and then and remember those instructions as if they were fresh, so that they might always invisibly guide your future work. I like to think of the full collective force of every single North Bennett graduate out in the workforce. You join these alumni, these almost 5,000 alumni, and you transform the world by attending to quality, by taking the slow path, by honoring materials. And the work that all of you do is becoming ever more recognized and is needed with an urgency that can't be overstated. As we all know, North Bennett can be a sanctuary from a world that privileges speed over patience, shortcuts over perseverance, cheap goods over quality materials. As a counterpoint, you choose to slow down, pay attention, and make things well. And you've spent hours at the bench, hours at the job site, hours sharpening, so many hours of sharpening. Perhaps most importantly, you've demonstrated to the world there's value to be gained in caring deeply about how things are made. It begins with learning, observation, consultation, planning, and then finally execution. This attentiveness to making is your superpower. Pay attention. You probably heard that a million times since you were little. But the word attention contains so much. It comes from the Latin tendere, which means to stretch. You have been stretching toward mastery by focusing your attention on time-honored practices. You're literally stretching your mind and hands, making them do things they couldn't do before, following new rhythms and sequences, balancing old techniques with inventive problem solving. And the objects that you encounter through your making, repair, or restoration, they capture this stretch. Some may see what we do as maybe self-absorbed or maybe exclusively individual endeavors, but I make the argument that the attention you pay to these resonating objects, whether it's a shed, a ring, a book, a piano, a table, a violin, or a whole 17th century farmhouse, This act is a profound act of generosity. Your future clients may request a new chair, a changed lock, but first and foremost, they are the recipients of your attention. They get to encounter the gravity and seriousness of your commitment to excellence as it is conveyed through your craft. Again, it's your attention that brings value to what you do. It is no surprise that the word tent comes from the same root, tendere. When you stretch your attention, you unwittingly build community. You make space that others can enter, a space of shelter, of protection, of precision and beauty, a space to invite others. As you leave North Bennett Street School, pay attention to how you support each other. Celebrate others who are similarly striving in your field. Share your knowledge, and of course, lend a hand to other makers and tradespeople who are in need. Our fields are better when we come together, and your careers will surely benefit as well. And by some magical transfer, the things you repair and make capture not only your stretch, your attention, but you're stretching forth in this community of makers, supported by others who are increasing your skills and their skills at the same time, moving through the next challenges, and also sharing delightful discoveries and celebrating victories. So I'm a philosopher, of course. I really like to think more about this idea of attention. I like to think about how we stretch our capacities towards something and the role that beauty or the hope for beauty plays in our intention and stretching. Some of you know that my background is philosophy, which might seem a far stretch from North Bennett Street School. But I too spent long hours, like you, at my desk for years, hammering at the same topic day in and day out, thinking about how and why we find things beautiful. To do this, I went back to 1789 and French and German philosophy. Within a very dry but hugely influential body of work in ethics, metaphysics, theories of knowledge, I went against the grain of my peers, and I studied theories of beauty. I studied and wrote about reflection, a response to the world, to materials, to particular events that creates an openness in you, that allows you to stretch your being in some way, that gets you outside of yourself, that allows you to be at attention in new ways, that drives you to learn. Let me illustrate using a story from one philosopher. A boy hides in a bush. He whistles. Visitors nearby, call them tourists, are struck by the beauty of nature. Oh, the beautiful bird song, they say. Then the boy jumps from the bush. Oh no, they're wrong. They don't know what beauty is, but it felt real, this encounter with the idea of beauty. Oh, these poor tourists. They can't trust themselves to know or not know beautiful things or beauty. They eventually become disenchanted, and now they can't find anything beautiful for a while. Eventually, hopefully, in another moment of enchantment, they're conveyed on this journey again to encounter the beautiful in the world. We're in a world right now where so many are seeking and need beauty. And the tourist, and let's call them the viewer or the client, seeks to expand their inner capacity by being present with something more profound, more ordered, more disciplined, more refined than themselves. The boy, the clever, funny, hiding boy, he's playing with sound and resonance. He's a maker. He's toying with beautiful effects. Novice as he is, maybe one day he'll be a piano technician, he is on a different journey than most. For as he advances in his training, as he spends hundreds of hours himself enchanted with his craft, with the power of birdsong going back again and again to the bench, with attention to intricacy, with mistakes from which he learns, the process itself becomes beautiful to the viewer. It's a thing of beauty to watch. The master experts that you will become as bookbinders, carpenters, jewelers, locksmiths, piano technicians, preservation carpenters, violin makers, and furniture makers. This expertise you gain will become moments demanding others' attention, quietly pulling in the witnesses to arch over your bench in shared observation and devotion. From this, I want to exclaim how vitally important you are to the world and how special it is that we send you out to maintain these skills, habits of mind, and professions. Your attention, your stretching protects the beautiful for others. You protect sound in instruments, space in carpentry, history in preservation, adornment in jewelry, the written word in binding, and in locksmithing the safety we all hope for. Is this a good life made by hand? Indeed, it is a beautiful life made by hand, by stretching to attend to your fields and bringing others with you. Your work is vital to our well-being. It is no small matter to focus your attention for 9 months or 2 years or 3 years on one trade. You gave yourself this space to stretch and grow. You created muscle memories that store and release energy in new ways. You had time to be curious, to explore, to find new destinations. You expanded your understanding and compassion for yourself. And with all this, you are making a space for yourself that's uniquely yours, to which you can invite others as clients, as friends, as collaborators. You can invite them to your tent, to your space of attention, to your space of intention. Your superpower, your attention to making, your dedication to this life you are building has extraordinary rewards. The life of making creates beauty, respect, serendipities, and discoveries that bring within them fellowship and community and a value that will stand the test of time. Congratulations to students, families, friends, and partners. On this great day, the world is a better place for all your study and the work that awaits you. Thank you so much. Now, I think you're ready, and I would like to welcome Nathan Money, the academic administrator, to the podium to confer the diplomas. Welcome, Nathan.
Hello, everyone. As is printed on the program on the very front, it reminds us finishing the requirements for graduation at North Bennett Street School takes hard work, commitment, and dedication. Together, we gather to honor the extraordinary achievements of the class of 2026. To begin, I'll invite the instructors of each program to come forward. Graduates, when I call your name, please come forward to accept the diploma. You'll come down the center aisle and then make your way across the platform to the right and then return around the outside aisle. Before we start, I'm going to draw your attention to 2 special items. The diploma covers are crafted by the bookbinding program. And the sideboard that those diploma covers are on this year was crafted by a cabinet and furniture making student, soon to be graduate, Zach Reynolds. Let's begin. Please welcome locksmithing and security technology instructor Rick Hendricks and teaching assistant Christian Law. Graduating today in locksmithing and security technology, Wabi Luis Candelario Ayala. Peter Bruno. Agostino Cherico. Alexander J. Twain. Anthony L. Hoffman. Liam Hunman. Emmanuel Juarez. Mark Reardon. Cameron David Williams. Next, welcome bookbinding instructors Jeff Altepeter, Martha Kearsley, and teaching assistant India Patel. Graduating today in bookbinding, Willa Anderson. Hannah Rashidi. Allison Emily Jane Schaefer. Rachel Sklob. Carmen Adriana Torrado Gonzalez. Jingjing Yang. Please welcome piano technology instructors Emily Townsend, Will Roper, Alex Papava, and teaching assistant Harrison Applegate Glitch. Graduating today from basic piano technology, Jesse Franklin Ball. David Bryant. Sophia Chandler Freed. Royce Anthony Peterson Harrison. Alex Harvey Arnold. Louis F. Ibarra Jr. Jordan Harper Kenny. Austin Joseph Nipper. Emilio Anibal Pareja. Daniel Ritchie. Antonio Rodriguez. Jessica Semeraro. Jaden Devon Simmons. Jonathan Watson. Joshua P. Woodard. Graduating today from Advanced Piano Technology, Will Borchard. Meridian. Yusha Du. Isaac Grunfeld. Andrea Kate Naughton. Joel Frederick Payton. Domenico Aiello Quinci. Patrick Valentine. Kara May Finchoff. Please welcome carpentry instructors Peter Smith, Brock Weindecker, and teaching assistant Lori Vance. Graduating today in carpentry, Eleanor E.P. Attridge. Catherine Alexandria Bell. Christopher Bird. Gregory David Callahan. Josu Casimir. Samuel G. Poland. Daniel Cousins. Christopher Coyne. Colton Cummins. Matthew Dickman. Finian Donahoe. Harrison I. Alexander Kickham. Ryan P. Mullen. Tom Reynolds. Christopher Rogers. Fisher Roman. Maya Alexis Bouchard Rosenfeld. Olivia Schmannen. James Cabell Schneider. Sarita Suarez. Marcus Swan. Adrian Amelia Bavala. Nicole Weber. Elijah Huang Wiedenkeller Williams. Thanks, Please welcome jewelry making and repair instructor Tracy Jenkins Darcy, Haley Philemon, and teaching assistant Evan Sear. Graduating today in jewelry making and repair, Miana Grace Johnson. Isabel Schmidt. Catherine Webster. Please welcome cabinet and furniture making instructors Jamie Pope, Ellen Caspern, Nick Mirabel, Lance Patterson, Matt Wada, and teaching assistant Alana Schwartz. Graduating today in cabinet and furniture making, Jeremy Kyle Craig. Megan S. Hollinger. Taylor Landers. David Edward Mattis. Emma Wanstall. Alec Mariam Teresa. Christopher R. Dumont. Kyle Connor Milliken. Solen Patricia Minogue. Bauke Nordside. Zachary Reynolds. Niall Shannon. Meredith Volkheim. Please welcome Preservation Carpentry instructors Stephen O'Shaughnessy, Michael Burry, Tom Eldridge, and teaching assistant Sophie Linnell. Graduating today from Preservation Carpentry, Ian James Bailey. Hannah Rachel Budd. Matthew Flaherty. Ryan James Foley. Andy Grogan. Jackson Hall. Kevin S. Jarvis. Elliot Pulaski. Alex Kumala. Colin Reynolds. Benjamin Scholl. Jacob Eli Upham. Please welcome violin making and repair instructor Roman Barnes. Graduating today in violin making and repair, Abigail M. Lee. David Paul Leiter.
Thank you, Nathan, for announcing all of our graduates, now our fellow alumni. You know, I'm Claire Friedman, and I graduated from the cabinet and furniture making program some time ago and began teaching in that program in 2000. I transitioned from teaching to the administration as provost in 2007. I've been to every North Bennett graduation since 1994, and I can honestly say it never gets old. I know you're all eager to be done here today, whether it's to get started on your next project or get started on lunch. I promise to be quick. I won't promise not to cry. Seems I do that every year. I don't know why today would be any different. I'm not sharing my own words here, but I'm sharing the closing remarks given annually for many years by my predecessor, Walter McDonald. He couldn't be here today, but I hope he's watching on the live stream. Walter shared these remarks when I graduated, and I've been to every graduation since, even when I didn't know anyone here, even before I came back as an employee, just to hear these words again. I always thought of them as my annual pep talk. They've continued to inspire me in the years since, and I hope they inspire you. Here we go. We may be almost finished here, but it's far from over. There's a lot more to do. There will be mistakes from which you learn. There will be customers you hope never to see again. New methods, equipment, and materials will change the way you work. You will get better and faster. If you don't get it right, you have a chance to do it better the next time. There will be wonderful customers for whom you will do work over your entire career, and they will recommend you to their friends, and they will become your friends because of your work. There will be a time when you finish a job, look at it, and realize that a short time ago you could not have done it, and you would not have even known where to start. And you will realize how far you've come. So in closing, may your tools stay sharp. May your work be scheduled a year in advance. May your customers always be satisfied, pay in a timely manner and without argument. You have skills and knowledge that few people share. You can use these skills to make life better for others. You can be justifiably proud of jobs well done. Now we're finished here. It's time for me to go out there and do great work. Congratulations and thanks for spending this time with us.